races joining the fight. We'll start the revolution. Spray paint guides our rebellion. We can change the hearts and minds. Find peace within destruction. Brick stores, shattered glass, exploding bars. Soaked in blood will rule. Draw your knives, embrace the darker time has come. One by one we'll end them all. A call to arms and on the airwaves. Join the riots in the streets. The sound of bombs drowned out by dancing flames. The voice of freedom, steady pain. We'll start the revolution.
Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night episode. This is the Parra League's Talking Parra live show. Another Tuesday night after another loss, which is always fun to talk about, always motivating to be here. We'll try our best to get through it and give you some laughs along the way. First of all, thanks to our sponsors. Time for a chat. ZMS Trophies at Bay Vista, Eurowork at Tate Sports Cards, Non-Stop Landscapes, Wink Media, X-Visory, Spot On Hose and Fittings, Tony Mustafa, Mortgage Choice, JD Biostates, Riverside Brewing Co, and BMA Trucking. And of course, Parra Leagues. This is the Tuesday night show, as I have mentioned previously. Welcome to the show. Look, we've got a lot to get through tonight. Obviously, that loss as well. Got a bit to say. A few different things have kind of grinded me across the last week, and I know Jason's going to be going off as well. He's going to be a very angry man tonight, so you probably get what you want. We are going to give away that PlayStation as well, live on air. We'll be doing that for about 25, 30 minutes. We'll obviously review this game first because I can set it up while they're doing that. I'll welcome everyone in, first of all. Welcome to everyone. As I said, another Tuesday night. Just waiting for Jez to push that magic button. How are we all traveling today? I'll go to Jack first. Jack, another disappointing loss?
Yeah, it is. It's always disappointing. The Super Goaties last another week at this rate. I won't be getting rid of it till about early March. But fingers crossed we can jag one to get rid of it. I miss the moustache.
Yeah, it's still growing on me, eh? Like, there's something about it. Like, and I've never noticed before. But you've got a bit of chest hair going as well. So I think it makes you look a bit more manly. Maybe you grew that chest hair since you got that goatee. I reckon, yeah, I don't know. Speaking of men, hairy men, Troy, how are you traveling?
Oh, yeah, going all right. Yeah, I reckon you should keep it, Jack. Keep the facial hair going. I think Adam should grow some as well, to be honest. But, no, going all right. Yeah, a bit disappointed about the result on the weekend, but looking forward to this game on Friday night.
I can't grow it, eh? Like, it just gets really patchy. I've tried, and by I mean I've tried. I mean, I've had a period in my life where I've been that fucking lazy. I haven't felt like shaving. Like you. Like, you know, when you kind of give up on looking good, Troy? Yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm no oil painting, so, you know, I'm no supermodel, so it doesn't really worry me.
Professional beard model. Speaking of men with beards and not much else going on, Longy, how are you traveling?
Oh, mate, beautiful introduction. I just want to add my 2 cents on Jack as well. Jack posted some photos in the gym on his social media the other day. Maybe we can show them next week. And the goatee with the big muscle combination, it was like looking into an 80s porno. So well done, Jack.
It was my inspiration. I'm glad someone noticed it.
That's an image I'm not going to get out of my head ever. Jason, what's doing? You okay? Don't start yet. Be okay.
I'm just drafting up my formal complaint letter to the NRL. Just doing some finishing touches. I'm going to try and keep my swearing to a minimum. And I think my best outlet, I'm going to write a formal complaint because I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely done.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take that complaint seriously. And after bagging out everyone else, I'll introduce the rose between all the thorns. Taylor, how are you traveling? It's perfect she's in the middle as well. This had to happen.
Well, I'm in the process of booking everyone in for a group therapy session because I've never experienced so many emotions in 40 minutes, 80 minutes in my life. Never gone through so many positive emotions thinking, oh my God, we're going to make the top 8, we're going to win the premiership, just for it all to be taken off in 20 minutes. But we live, we learn, and we try again next week.
Yeah, actually, this is group therapy. People said that to us last year. They said Tuesday night was group therapy with Talking Parra. We kind of got some people through, and I thought I was having some flashbacks today, but we'll go to that later. Look, guys, before we get into that, obviously there's a couple of things I do want to talk about. And it's not something that's really easy to talk about. I will start by saying that, first of all, it's easy to talk about. We are doing a $50 voucher giveaway tonight as well. So make sure, as you're already doing, share this, comment, share. And remember, you've got to be here to claim that. And you've got 30 seconds. I'll try and get the name right this week after the controversy of last week, where, I'm feeling like she goes by Sue anyway. So, like, to be honest, I feel like I got thrown under a bus there by Jez, but that's okay. He got thrown under a 19-year-old bus on Sunday afternoon. It was fucking glorious. But anyway, I was talking about that game. Yeah, everyone got what I meant. Yeah. But look, I do want to talk about this because it's probably the first ever time in my life. And when we talk about podcasts and stuff, like the whole reason, I guess, this podcast, this podcast last year, we started taking it so seriously is because we realized we had a voice and we had a voice to the people. And when you've got a voice, like, I say there's a responsibility to use it correctly, but like you want to help people. Like at the end of the day, I want to help people. Last year, we wanted to help the fans and stuff like this. So look, obviously I was involved in an incident the weekend and a couple of people messaged me offering me support and stuff. And I just want to say, like, I was not racially abused, but I was the one that called it out. The point I want to make about this is not going into the actual incident, but just as human beings, what I've noticed since that happened is there's so much hate online. There's so much bagging. There's so much negativity. So many people calling people out for shit left, right, and center. This opened my eyes a little bit. As human beings, we need to be better. And I guess having the voice and having that come across is like we've always said, like, reach out to us if you're ever having any problems or reach out with anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, it's kind of opened my eyes and kind of taken it in a whole different direction for me after seeing what happened on the weekend and seeing how people responded, but then seeing so much negativity after that. So that's all I want to say on it. Just like I said, just be better as human beings and be kinder to each other. It's not really a hard message, to be honest. There's so much going on in the world. We don't need to bag each other out or bag an individual out because they have a bad performance or someone has a different opinion. So pretty much it. Look, I'll be honest, with all that happened on the weekend, all the stuff I got caught up with and the constant phone calls and stuff, I haven't had much of a chance to watch the game back. I'll give my 2 cents worth, but then I'm going to pretty much disappear into the wilderness and let Longy control the review of the games. But what I will say is I thought we were courageous defending our line, even though there was a few dodgy calls. I thought our defense was good. But the biggest thing I did notice was our lack of support play. We left probably 18 to 20 points on the field in the first half against, a team that's coming first. You can't do that. Well, against any team, you can't do that. But we scored 16 points in the first half. It easily could have been 30. There was one controversial call, but simple support play, and having your fullback and your 5'8" that, float around when I guess that front row is making the break or the winger's making a break or whatever. Every time you run the ball, you should be expecting to score a try. That should be the aim of the game. The aim of the game, I don't know if you guys know this, is to score more points than the opposition. Whoever scores the most points wins.
Really?
Just because you're taking a general hit out of your own end, like Matt Dury did, and showed some great speed to get through, everyone needs to be pushing up and I guess having that willingness to want to win the game. And I guess the hunger to win the game. The support play. If our support play was better, I think Parramatta would have won that game. Anyway, I'll get out of here. I'll let Longy take over. I never get to take a backward seat, so I'm just going to be that smart ass in the comments. Of course, being kind, but I'm going to be that smart ass and just let him know every time he makes a mistake. So Longy, it's all on you now, mate.
Get ready for a flawless performance here. Wow. We're so good looking when Adam's not here, aren't we? Welcome back to Talking Parra, guys, where we have more sponsors than competition points. We're talking about the Raiders v Eagles game. We're going to go to the score here first. So final score, 40-16 in this one. Canberra got up in the end. I don't think the score reflected this game, but I'm going to jump around to everyone and get your thoughts here first. I'll start with Jack. On the note of speaking negatively, I want to hear your thoughts about this game.
Yeah, look, it's the classic case of we have a couple 50-50s go our way and then we shit the bed. Our last tackle ops in the second half was deplorable. We couldn't stop making mistakes. We got a couple of tries up from some good second phase play and assume that we can score off every tackle. And then we just don't have the experience to be able to bounce back when we make those mistakes. And because we spend the whole second defending and no ball, they run away with it in the last 10 minutes because we're gassed out. So we need to learn to play with a bit more stability. Keep doing that second phase play, because it does work in patches, but learns when to pull the trigger and when to play a bit more structured. Just got to find that balance because at the moment we're not going to win many games the way going all out 24/7.
Very Craig Bellamy take on that. High standards there. How about you, Jace? What do you think of this one?
Of the game,
Yeah, mate.
No.
The-
No, the
How do you feel
halftime
about
snacks.
How's work going, mate?
How's the relish?
I'm just gonna show everyone. I've been drafting
Freaking man.
a complaint letter.
Dear
Let's,
Mr.
do
Valandis.
we want to save that one for your ref segment?
This is what I think of the game. I'm going to draft this letter to the NRL and I'll go through all the horrible refereeing decisions. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm going to do. I thought the game was okay in the first half. I think we deserved the win. We deserved to be in front. We dominated the ruck. We bombed about 3 tries in about 5 minutes. And yes, as Adam said before, the support play was lacking, but there was great signs, and the chat was very, very hopeful. Oh, look at this style of play. It's beautiful with the speed of the ruck. We're doing really well, and it's so great to see, and Riles and best and beautiful. And the second half came, and we absolutely disappeared. So it's one of those things. The refs are to blame. We made a lot of mistakes, but the refs are to blame. And actually, I'm actually seriously sick of it. So as much as we were having fun in games watching me write this letter of complaint, I am considering sending it because I'm that fed up.
I think you should send it, mate. Look, I'm going to come in with a bit more of a positive take, then I'll jump across to you guys, Taylor and Troy. So I thought we got a lot out of that game. And there was that sequence of play. Like, we can talk about bombing tries, but we were creating opportunities to score tries in that sequence. And we were running a team that, we got our brand new hooker coming in and Talon De Silva. We got Joash, who's our brand new 5'8". We had Hawkins in the halfback spot. And Yongi, I don't know when he did that injury, but he may have had that in the second half. So I just thought the fact that we were creating so many opportunities was a massive plus. And if we create that many opportunities every week against teams of the caliber of Canberra, that is so much better than the depressing footy we've been playing earlier in the year. So I thought it was good. Like, it was totally unstructured. It was raw. It was uncooked. But I saw the ingredients of something that was going to be truly delicious next year. Troy, I'll jump across to you, man. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, well, it didn't start the best, obviously, didn't it? 12-0 down, but the guys showed grit and determination to get that lead back to 16-12. So you thought that, we could go on with this here. Unfortunately, offloads killed us from Canberra, and that second phase play, and as mentioned before, the backing up in support. Obviously, Jason's favourite ref calls as well. The mid-air tackle on Josh Addo-Carr, not too sure why that wasn't called, but it wasn't. Not saying that we would have went on to win the game, but still a bit of consistency would have been good, but then a bit of terrible defence up the middle as well. So there was some easy breaks from Canberra. But as you said, the scoreline didn't probably reflect the game as it did. It was just unfortunate that it got to 40 points.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Taylor, I'll finish with you here.
My take on the game is it felt like we were in a toxic relationship. Started off terrible. I was like, we're going to get absolutely killed here. And then we somehow got points back. And I was like, oh my God, we're going good. We're going to win this. And then second half, we were going good. They had a try, wasn't allowed. I was like, oh my God, we're still in this. And then out of nowhere, we just had 40 points put on us. So I don't even know where that came from. So
Wow.
just stupid.
You sound like you're ready to break up with him. If everyone else can pick up some metaphors and similes, by the way, that was much better than everyone else there. Now, let's rip into the next segment here. We got the player of the match. And our player of the match in this one was one that I agreed with, Josh Addo-Carr. I just thought he was fantastic in this game. And he nearly had that try. He would have had that try. If he was wearing a Storm jersey, he scores that try. They give it a penalty try, and we're all good. But he also had that try saver at the end. And what I thought of that was a play where the game was over and he's chasing back and he knocks the ball out of Tomoko's hand and he saves a try that doesn't mean anything in the context of our season. That's leadership. Like, that's a guy who understands professional footy, understands doing the 1%ers even when there's no reward. Troy, I'll throw to you first. Addo-Carr, he's been a killer this year. What do you think of him?
Yeah, he's really lived up to his, experience and wanting to play rugby league again after his incidents last year, and playing for his contract again for next year as well. But in this game, as you said, he did show experience and leadership. There was one point there where he did make that break down the middle of the field, and a lot of people probably would have thought that he was just going to turn on the afterburners and go for the try, but he sort of used his experience, and he probably knew that he probably wasn't going to get there, so he's just trying to diffuse it as best he could as he could. But yeah, as you said, even though that game was lost at that point, he did knock that ball out, and Parramatta of old probably would have just let that try in and don't worry about it. So he's been playing really well, and probably third or fourth best player for Parramatta this year.
Yeah, he's a bloody machine. One of my favourites. Jack, did you agree with that player of the match there, or did you vote for someone different?
I actually went a different route. I thought Paulo was really strong in the middle. I think it might have been heightened by the fact that he spent the last half hour playing with one eye, just a really long wink to the crowd.
Yeah, the Whittaker eye, right?
Yeah, the Whittaker eye. That's it. But the fact that he was still pumping through, his defense was really strong all game. I thought without him in the middle, I think we could have leaked a lot more points than we did.
Yeah, big work rate. And Taylor, was Fox your vote, Paulo, or someone else there?
No, I agree with both Fox and Paulo. I think they both had such good games, and I feel like Fox was targeted so much in the game too. I thought I've never seen Fox be targeted as much as he was in the Canberra game, and he just handled it so well, and obviously all his experience. But then also the energy he brings, like even if the team's down, he's still like getting around the boys, pumping them up, keeping them going. I think Fox has been like such a good pickup for Parra.
Yeah, one of the signings of the year. If we were playing better, he'd be getting a lot more credit, I think, in the mainstream. And Jace, you're not allowed to mention the refs here. What did you think of a player of the match that wasn't a referee?
Look, I thought Guymer was actually really good. He tackled his heart out. He put his body on the line. He scored a try. He ran hard. Look, he didn't get the stats to actually show his effort, but I believe that he was one of the best players. And there was a tackle that he did that he literally just launched at, I think it was Tarpany's legs, and saved a try. And he got up like very shaky from it, and he just put everything into that game. So I thought he did really well.
Yeah, it's a great segue. So defender of the match, Guymer's always in this conversation when he plays. And this week it was Junior, but I would say Guymer was very close to that this week as well. So 40 tackles for Junior, 100% success rate, 61 minutes played. Not a lot of meters on offer, but he was on the field for chunks of the game where we weren't quite on top in attack. So yeah, got through a mountain of work there, Junior. I think we talked about Junior enough, so I'm just going to jump across to the top performers here and have a look at these as well. And top performers, a lot of this is first half stats too. When I go through stats segment, you'll see that. But yet again, tackle breaks, Addo Carr sitting up the top there. Zach Lomax. Our wings are a real strength for us. I think when Moses comes back, we're going to see more of that being exploited against other teams. Try scorers, Lomax, Guymer on that kick, and Sean Russell. Run meters here. Again, Lomax up the top there. Matt Dury, a real surprise packet too. And yeah, the run counts back that up as well. Troy, can you get your thoughts here? Matt Dury. He hasn't really been in any of our projected 17s for next year, but recently he's sort of making a case to be. Is he in your projected 17 for 2026 now?
Yes and no. We'll have to wait and see what happens when our signings come. But
I want one. I want a yes or a no, Troy.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Quick play the ball for Lomax's try. That was sensational, and the run that he made as well. So. And he's impressed the last couple of weeks. But also Sean Russell as well. He cops a lot of flack, and I don't know why he cops a lot of flack. Sure, he does have a mistake in his game here and there, but he's a good, solid first grader, I think.
Yeah, man, he kept his spot over Bailey Simonson, which might have surprised some people, but I agree. I think he outplayed Bailey over the weekend. Jack, would you have picked Sean or would you have picked Bailey this week?
Oh, I hate to say it. I think I would have picked Sean. I was really upset with some of the things that Bailey did on the weekend. Just the effort plays that I'm so used to seeing in the last couple of years just didn't seem to be there, which was a real shame. And Russell's just doing his job. He's bigger body now. He's filled out a bit. Some good tough carries out of his end. He's really getting that early ball to Fox, timing well. At the start, he was very hesitant. Now, if he thinks it on, he gets it straight to him. Solid defender. He's improved out of sight the last 18 months. So I think Simo will eventually get there. But for now, I'm not dropping Russell until he gives us a reason to drop him.
All right. Beautiful. Well, look, I think that that represents that segment of the game where we got on top over the weekend and we were dominant. That's kind of what this section of the podcast was. Really, really on top. And now we're going to bring Adam back and concede the lead here. So, Adam, you can come out of hiding. We'll concede some tries. Let's go.
Our favorite Canberra fan.
Probably use a few big words. Hey, it's pretty hard to understand.
yeah. That was Jeremy. Someone gave him a sound thing. All right. First of all, I want to say in the comments, obviously they missed my spiel earlier, but just fucking relax. We'll get to the PlayStation 5 giveaway. We said about obviously being kind to each other. There is some absolute fucking flogs there that deserve me to call them flogs. So just chill out. We're going to get to it. We've got to obviously review the NRLW match first. I did walk away for a bit longer. I'm not going to lie during that podcast. I got myself, as Jez saw, some Wicked Sister high protein pudding, and I was in that. It was actually nice to sit back and listen and be able to smash it. So,
what was that again, Anna? What have you got there? What's the name of it?
I've got the Wicked Sister high protein pudding. It's for people that go to the gym, Troy.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all good. But let's go to the NRLW review as well quickly. Once again, I did miss most of this game as well. I've tried to catch up on the highlights, but a dominant win as expected, bouncing back against a Canberra team that has been struggling. 46 points to 12. The player of the match in that game, as we all decided, I think we all went everyone a little bit different, was Rachel Pearson. I just thought her game control was generally good for a dominant win. I know the stats, when you look at it, aren't actually that, I guess, dominant for when a team scores 46 points, but she was everywhere. Controlled the team well, got them out of trouble when they need to get out of trouble with those kick meters. I'll get your thoughts on that game. Longy, your player of the match you went with?
I agree with that. Call. She's also one of the top-rated players in Rugby League 26 as well. So a 93 rating.
I don't want to start talking about that game tonight. I need a whole fucking.
We've got two players in the top rating there, though. It's pretty sweet. So we're well represented.
Yeah. Jack, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I watched bits and pieces of it every time I flicked on. She was either kicking a goal, kicking the ball, or going herself. It's good to see triple digits for both run meters and kick meters for a half. And it just shows that she's a level above everyone else at the moment, it seems.
Yeah, for sure. Jace?
I didn't get to watch the game, unfortunately, but I was just checking the score and I was loving how much we were killing them. And I was hoping it was Omen, but I guess the Omen went the other way. But yeah, it's good to see them get a good win.
The funniest thing is just on that PS5 thing, no one said they had to be here to win it. Like, that's a normal giveaway. No one had to be there to win it, but fuck, it's some work's gone into it. Your thoughts, Taylor?
I want to give a massive shout out and a round of applause for the girls because they made the record of the most points scored in that game. So big shout out to the girls there. And another cool thing was Zali Faye. I thought she played amazing. And apparently, I read this somewhere, that was the first game she's played where all of her families watched her. So I thought that was quite a cool point to make as well.
Interesting stats. She's going to get her own stat segment soon, Longy. Watch out.
You can share with me. That's fine. We could do a shared stat segment. Can I also just shout out Isaac Desnuts? I reckon he's trash talked the women every single week we've covered it. I want you to rock up to a game, and I'd love to see you run it straight at one of them because I reckon you get absolutely laid out, Isaac. So maybe just shut up. Like, what are you doing?
He'll get knocked out.
Yeah, we could probably organise it actually. So
he's gone NRLW under 12 standard. I reckon he would get laid out, absolutely laid out. So yeah,
I don't think he's played footy since he was under 12.
Probably buy a winger actually. Probably buy a winger. Let's be honest. So
sorry, man, I'm losing your viewers.
I know we're trying to be kind to each other. No, they're just leaving because we haven't got a PlayStation 5 from yet. Troy, speaking of losing viewers, Troy.
Yeah, I think Mika's saying he's a PS5 giveaway tonight. I'm not too sure. But anyway, no, it was a great game. As Taylor mentioned, a record-breaking game. Also, the biggest winning margin for the Eels in an NRLW game. I thought Ruben Cherrington was pretty good in this game as well. Scored a try from dummy half, smart play, made a couple of breaks as well. And also Martha Mataeli as well scored her first NRLW try. She's a great winger for Parramatta. I think she's got a big future.
Yeah, for sure. Look, obviously moving to this week's game, it's a grudge match for the girls. They do play the Newcastle Knights. at Eric Tweedle Stadium on Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock. I see Jez desperately looking for the team list. He's trying to find it. Where is it, Jez? There it is. Look, it's good because there's only the one change. Marley Murphy named in the 12 back from injury, which sees Paige Travis drop to the bench in number 15 there. That's pretty much it for the changes. Like the girls have been pretty lucky so far. Obviously, Ruben Charrington, Kennedy Charrington is due to come back in a couple of weeks as well, but they've been pretty lucky so far to be able to run this same team out nearly 4 weeks in a row, or a very similar team. So backline hasn't changed yet. So fantastic for the ladies. A big game against Newcastle. Newcastle had a pretty comprehensive win, I believe, over the Warriors. I left about 20 minutes into that game because it was getting way too cold and there was too many Knights fans still crying in the stands. So I decided it was leave. It was a bit of an emotional time. So got out of there, some frozen to their seats, including Jez stuck in the corner, just sitting there, not being able to move, motionless. But, once again, Glory, how good was Sunday? Everyone have a good Sunday? Everyone here had a great
Sunday. Yeah, it did do much. I was in my audio all day watching footy, so yeah, it was good.
It's a good
Sunday was cracker. I went down to Leichhardt and watched that Tigers game against the Titans.
That would have been a good game.
Yeah,
mate, beautiful. On the hill, a lot of beers. We should do more suburban grounds footy, by the way. I'm sick of all this big stadium stuff. Like the Tigers can fill Leichhardt. Play 6 games a year there.
All right, before we get on to Jason's obviously got a lot to say, hasn't he? And I know Long, you haven't done your stats yet, mate. Gave you the hosting rights. You didn't even do your stats. Like
you've got to introduce me. I don't want to introduce myself.
Yeah, here's Longy with Longy stats.
Host me.
Should we give away a PlayStation 5 quickly with a game of the greatest game ever of Rugby League 26? Definitely not trash.
A little bit longer.
What game is sitting behind Rugby League 26 there? If it's the greatest game.
Not any.
Rugby League 2.
Another one. So good. It's so good. Would recommend it.
ET's Rugby League.
The game is that hard to play the gameplay. My 4-year-old's mastered how to score tries already. All you have to do is run from dummy half and the markers split. He doesn't know how to pass the ball. He runs from dummy half and they split and he scores tries. And it's actually really frustrating when he does it and beats you 16-12 in Golden Point. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, especially when you take it easy on the little shit. But let's draw this. I'm going to try and do this, and I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to quickly fuck off you guys for a second. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try and share my screen. Share screen. Yes, I want to share screen. And the wheel of names is there. Okay, so what I've had to do, which has been very difficult today. Can everyone see that? I can't come back to you because I'm sharing my screen. So, Jez, can you send me a message and let me know if everyone's, being able to see that or something on Messenger? So what I've had to do today is I've had to go through, there was about 1,000 entries and I've had to randomly draw out 50 entries. I've drawn out 50 entries and pretty much this is the 50 we've come down to. So one of these 50 people is going to win the PlayStation 5 and the game. So randomly done. Took me ages. There's names from Instagram. There's names from Facebook. We got more Facebook entries, so I naturally took 40 from there, or 30 from there or something, and then 20 from Instagram. So this is it. We'll give it a spin. Spin. And the winner is Chris Warner. Winner is Chris Warner. There you go. Seen, done right in front of you. Shared live on there. So there's a winner of the PlayStation 5 giveaway. Obviously, contact the page if you're watching. If not, we'll obviously sort it out as well. So congrats to our winner. Now I've got to work out how to not screen share, which is going to be another life challenge. There's all my banking details. And there we go. Now we'll bring everyone else back in. Okay.
Does that mean all the 14-year-olds can go away now? Or?
No, apparently we're scamming them now because they wanted me to put 1,000 people on the fucking wheel. Oh, my God.
On God, if Stanley wants to one-on-one, I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. And Stanley's got school tomorrow. His parents are about to tell him he's got to go to bed at 9 o'clock anyway. So,
I just heard his mum yelled at him to go to bed.
Talking Parra is a horse.
Well, we are playing the Broncos this week, so...
I think Stanley struggles with English.
See, no, hang on. Sorry, I almost got rid of our good friend Isaac. These nuts. All right. So where is he? Stanley, thanks for your time.
Good joke, Isaac.
All right. I'm glad that's done. Stanley was banned and their comments were removed, guys. Yeah, I've had enough of him. So
can I just say, Adam? Can I just say, mate? What a great thing you have done there for the fans. Like, that is a massive giveaway, and nobody else gave away a PS5. Plenty of people were giving away the game, but not a PS5. So well done.
Yeah, well, the whole point of it was like everyone loves rugby league, and a lot of people obviously wanted the game, but the reality is a lot of people play. Probably some people can't afford to buy a PlayStation. Obviously, a lot of kids as well. Parents, the responsibility of the parents to buy the PlayStation. So just trying to obviously give it to someone that could win it. So it's done, and how good's that? So let's move on. Hey, what are we talking about next? So we're going to go into Jason's rant, I believe. Ches, you going to play that video? Or are you still,
Doesn't Longy have to go at 9?
I've got some good stats too.
Longy's also got school tomorrow. Longy, I'll introduce you. Here is Longy with his stats.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Math is a wonderful thing. Math is a really cool thing. So get off your ass, let's do some math. Math, 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 math.
Thank you for that, Adam. Thank you, Adam. So gracious. Appreciate the introduction here. Now, in the game on the weekend, I had a feeling at halftime that we weren't going to back up that first half. So I screenshotted the stats at halftime. I'm going to compare the halftime stats to the full-time stats for you all. Now, first up, possessions. We led possession 53 to 47 at halftime. We finished down 44 to 56. Completion rates were pretty close, 66 to 70%. We finished with 59%. They finished with 81%. So we fell apart in that second half. Run meters, we were ahead. We had 872 run meters to their 769. We finished with 1,500. They finished with 2,000. PlayStations giveaway, we gave one away, and every other podcast done away. Line breaks, we had more line breaks. We had 4, they had 3. At full time, we had 4, they had 12. I'm going to keep going. Line breaks, tackle breaks. Tackle breaks were 15 all at halftime. They finished at 45 to 25. And set distance, we were pumping out 50 meters a set. They were at 35 at halftime. They finished on 47 even with us there. So the first half, we totally dominated. The second half, we basically didn't play. And that's all I'm going to say about the stats.
What about the play the ball?
It actually wasn't that interesting. They were slightly slower than us.
It's always interesting when they play the ball, when we win a play the ball. So we won the play ball.
Yeah, we won that.
We won something.
Doesn't suit the narrative, though. Doesn't suit the narrative I'm pushing.
We won the participation award, Taylor. We tried our hardest and we didn't give up, okay? We tried our hardest. And that's what matters. All right, let's just
Jason's stewing in the corner right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually, just let's get Jason up big. There you go, Jason. And don't go yet because it's got to happen. We've obviously got to do this.
Let me start off with I like Casey Berger. He seems like a very nice person. And that's all I'm going to say that's positive. Now, Ashley Klein, mate, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's too much reflection off your bald head, but you can't see what's actually going on in the game.
People offended so far? One long.
And at least long you can see what he's fucking doing. Ashley Klein can't see anything that's in front of him, apparently. So it does. What I'd like to know, Mr. Klein, is first of all, do you need glasses? Please see it. Please see an optometrist and get something set up. I have glasses. I've identified that I am blind. I need them. Maybe you need them as well. Okay. Now, when a referee at halftime has the penalty count at 5-1, there's a problem. And then at full time, when it was 10-1, and then NRL.com changed it, it's now 9-1, but it was 10-1, and I wish I screenshotted it. Now it's 9-1. How can you win a game when you can't touch the ball for 10 minutes because of back-to-back penalties? Back-to-back penalties, a 6 again, and a forward pass led to one of their last tries. I was done. I was absolutely done. How can that happen in an NRL quality, apparently NRL quality game with referees? Ashley Klein is a seasoned veteran. I don't know what's wrong with him. Does he think he needs the spotlight every week? Like he's just a happy-go-lucky 6 again caller. Only if you're in the top 4. But if you're in the bottom 4, you don't get any calls apparently. Now I called at least 7 times. 7 times when we could have got a penalty or a 6 again, and they weren't called. Now, call me biased all you want, but he was doing the same thing for them. There was forward passes from dummy half that were always let go. I'm pretty sure every second pass from Tom Starling was forward. It was an absolute joke, right? Now that's generally about the game, about things that happen. Now let's talk specifically, right? Of course, we all know Josh Adokar was clearly tackled in the air. There is no way in the world that we can have Simonson getting done for falling backwards and apparently tackling someone in the air that has stopped them from, it should have been a penalty try, stopped them from putting the ball down. And then we go to Josh Adokar, who was clearly in the air, tackled with arms wrapped around him, and the try was stopped because of that. That's not even a penalty. What is going on here? The rules are very, 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 very clear. Okay? The rules are clear. You cannot tackle a player in the air. They must return to the ground before a tackle is made. Now, a tackle being made has been set a precedent by Simonson by a hand going like this to this. So apparently a hand doing that is tackled. But somebody grabbing somebody in the air is no longer tackled. I'm absolutely fucking done. Seriously. What an absolute fucking joke. Because that try, as much as we can say it doesn't cost us the game, that try puts us, I think, level or 12-6 at the time. It was about the 11th minute. If that goes ahead, God knows what score we get to. The momentum, the morale, everything that's happening in that game it changes because of that moment. You know, it's not fair for these bottom teams, especially Parramatta, to get these horrible calls that completely change momentum. And we were up at halftime. We dominated the ruck. We absolutely dominated the ruck, and we got one penalty. One penalty. How does that happen when you dominate the ruck? No 6 against, nothing. No offsides, nothing. Like so Canberra Raiders are the most perfect team. There was Riley Smith that got held back that we could have scored a try. There was a few situations where I think Lomax was being held back in certain situations as well because they were scared. There was obstructions there. Let's go through all the hot topic ones that I'm going to put into my letter. Right? So the penalty disparity was actually 10-1. Is that a serious suggestion the Raiders were perfect? Seriously, we did not get 1-6 again the entire game. They were not offside once. How is that fucking possible? That's an absolute fucking joke, right? That destroys our field position. That destroys our momentum, and that makes us extremely tired and lethargic. Now, how come the referees apparently know the game, but section 11 and section 15 are apparently missed? All right, so tackled in the air and tackle and play the ball, and misconduct is no longer in the referee's state of mind or knowledge if it's Parramatta. Now, there was an incorrect call from the bunker. Actually, kind of like you, but that was a clear strip. Now, if you want to set that as the precedent, then do. But that's been the most inconsistent thing besides the tackled in the air. How many forward passes do we want to have? And when are we going to get a 6 again call? Seriously, when do we get a 6 again call? This is what needs to happen, all right? Ashley Klein needs to get put into review. He needs to be sat down. And just like I said last week about Goff, they need to redo the test. They have no idea what the rules are. They just do whatever they want whenever they feel like, or unless he's blind. And I apologize. I don't want to discriminate against a blind person. Okay? There needs to be a review of all the referees. They need to have more transparency about what the calls are made and why. They should have a review after every game like the coaches do, and they need to explain themselves because they are not making sense. The NRL says this is the greatest game. It's no longer the greatest game because the officiating is terrible. It's one of the worst officiating ever, and we don't even have a backup anymore because even if we go to a review, the bunker still gets it wrong. So I'm just gobsmacked, and I'm fucking over it.
Fuck, that was like a special podcast.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
No, I'm seriously writing this letter. I'm not joking. I'm seriously writing this letter. I'm done.
I just hope that ChatGPT or something wasn't recording that in the background as your letter because it might need some edits because I don't think the NRL is going to open that letter and read it. So Look, guys, he only got $5, so the rule was if he got to $10, he was going to put money on the bar at some establishment in Brisbane before the game.
Fuck you, Ashley Klein. Fuck you, Casey Badger. Fuck the NRL. Fuck the refs. Fuck you all.
There's 10. So,
Thanks, Jace.
When we get to the game preview, we'll discuss that location for some people to catch up with some drinks. But
QR codes.
QR codes in Brisbane are fucking dangerous. Our story. Before we go, Longy's got to go. Longy, I know you like to leave us at 9 o'clock. I believe you had a joke for the fans tonight. Something you've been working on, some material you said you wrote. Do you want to tell your joke?
You really want me to tell this one? Okay. Why did the NRL player take a pillow onto the field?
Why?
Because he was after some soft defense. Bye, everyone.
You weren't meant to laugh.
That was actually good.
It's a good joke. You got to give credit when credit's due.
GPT.
I enjoyed the joke. I was scared. Yelling at me.
It's supposed to be a stitch up.
Failed stitch up. Okay, you didn't stitch up last week. People asking where Hayden is. He hasn't recovered yet.
He's still in hospital.
Yeah,
Can't talk.
Toilet's been his best friend all week, and he hasn't quite recovered. But look, let's move on to that. Let's move on to some of the news from this week as well. There's been quite a lot of news and quite a lot of news today. So I'm sure that game stuff has gone. First of all, our charity multi. We can throw Longy on the bus now. What a fucking epic fail that was. Longy's gone big guts. I've gone the first calling big balls fucking Longy, because the first week I was like, I'm just going to put a $2.25 multi on, and all I really want to do is put Kit Kat, something with Kit Kat involved in it, but Kit Kat scored the first try at $34. Like, I can't do that. He won't score that first try, and he did. But we're 0-2, terrible punters. Hayden's up this week, and we're not looking pretty good. We're currently $100 down, so we've got a bit of ground to make up. We can try and get some money to charity there. But obviously, a bit of news this week as well. Maddo's gone. I'd like to wish him all the best. I'd like to say, Maddo, all the best over there. Unfortunately, I'm still blocked on all different social media accounts. So if anyone wants to get a message to Maddo, wish him all the best. But he's gone. So it's a bit of an interesting one. It's a very strange one. He's been loaned, obviously, to the Warrington Wolves for the rest of the season. Now, he's still under contract for Parramatta in 2026. So what that means is he can be gone for the remaining however many games we've got left, 5-6 games, and then he can come back next year and play for us if he can't find a deal. And I think it's been made pretty obvious that the club has made it obvious to Maddo that he's not in their plans. He's not part of Jason Roll's plans for the future, but he's on $700,000 a year. So he's really got to go over there and prove himself. Now, Maddo's not a bloke that likes to take a hint and not feel, like he's not wanted. But I kind of don't blame him in this situation. If we were dumb enough to put him on a deal, for $700,000 next year, and he can't get a deal over there next year, I'd be him and I'd be coming back and sitting in reserve grade for $700,000 a year. I think we'd all make an interesting life choice. Like, the cold of London over there, slugging it out with a lot of players that I guess probably wouldn't make it over here, or sitting in reserve grade, playing a lot easier footy. He loves his tan, he loves to go to the beach, and he loves to work out. So on $700,000 a year with only reserve grade commitments, he's going to have a lot of those options. But strange one. What do you make of it, True?
Yeah, it is an interesting one. It's like the John Bateman contract last year with the Tigers, where he went over and then come back to the Cowboys. So maybe that might happen. He might go to another club, maybe in the NRL, maybe. But look, it's a chance for him to, I guess, perform over there, and maybe you might pick up a deal for next year over there. So, wish him all the best over there. But it is a strange situation. I don't think we've ever seen that at Parramatta, where we've given a player on loan before.
No. I don't know how many more times you're going to say over there as well. Jack, your thoughts?
Jack over there?
I can see why we're doing it. There's a very high chance he goes over there and absolutely brains it in England. He's an incredibly talented lad playing in a less than talented group of players. I reckon best case scenario for us, he goes over, kills it there. Either Warrington offer him some cash to stay or someone else picks him up. But I don't think he'll come back to us next year. I think something will happen. Someone will give him a crack and he will be somewhere else in 26. Yeah,
look, even if he signs a $350,000 contract over there or something, like, I still think we're better off getting that kind of, extra $350,000 in the salary cap and having the spot than have him sitting in reserve grade on big money. I think that's kind of what we'll see happen. We'll probably have to pitch in a bit unless he really impresses and somehow gets the money. But yeah, your thoughts, Taylor, on the Ryan Madison situation?
Well, I was going to ask, how does the salary cap work in this situation? Do we have that $700K free when he's got next year when he's gone or not? Because he's
gone this year. He's not gone next year yet. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. I haven't really asked the question because our cap's good. Like our cap's, sitting with a lot of room with the players who've obviously passed off this year. And I guess the only thing we could kind of do is if we were going to sign another player is front load someone anyway. But we've got plenty of money to do that. And that question was probably way too knowledgeable for this podcast. We have no idea, Taylor. So it's, probably need a different Parramatta podcast to have that information. But yeah, I don't know. You've got me stunned. I've got no idea. I don't know what happens with the money. The main thing is he wasn't even playing reserve grade by the end of it, was he? Jason, you, as Helen knows, you love to go with reserve grade.
The way that I understand loaning is that the loan club takes on the remaining salary. So unless there's another agreement between the clubs, that gets put to the NRL and the NRL approves it. So I think that's what's happened in this case. There's a loan agreement between Parra and the Wolves. It might be we pay 70, they pay 30. It could be anything like that. Could be half. Could be they pay all of it, whatever it is. The NRL approves it, and then the loan gets put through. But like you said, for next year, hopefully we get some sort of arrangement where we pay as less as possible, and someone takes him.
There you go, Taylor. That's the one with a degree. The one with the degree in there apparently knows the answer. So who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Jason's the smartest one here after that rant from before. No one probably would have thought it. But look, let's get on from that. Look, obviously some news coming out today that we broke because, people, we're of the people here talking Parra. We love to break the news for you. But injury update. Sadly, Isaiah Iongi now. It's a bit of a hard one. I got told wrist, and then Michael Chalmers got told it was his hand, and he reported hands. And then the Parramatta injury report, when it came out, said he had hand surgery, but on the actual injury report had him listed as wrist. Now, they were saying 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, but I don't see him being back for the rest of the year. Like, if he's out for 6 weeks, what's the point of risking him in the final game of the year, to be honest? We've seen that happen before with some other players in disappointing seasons, e.g. Sean Lane, and they've come back and played him in the last game of the year, and they've picked up more injuries, which has just derailed their off-season. So, Isaiah Iongi's had a great year. No one will, I guess, deny he's probably been consistently our best player, given the fact that Lomax is quite high as well, but Lomax has missed quite a few games. I think no matter what happens now, we put him on ice for the rest of the year preparing for a massive preseason coming into his second year of footy. Because we know that second-year syndrome is a legit thing. I know he played one game for Penrith, but that second-year syndrome is a legit thing. Now, he's a massive piece of our puzzle for next year. With a fit Moses on the field, Papali'i at 5'8", obviously Riley Smith and Talon Silva there as our hookers, and it looks like Dylan Walker probably be our lock as well moving into next year. Iongi is going to be a very, very big pivotal part of our backline. It's going to tie everything together. So did Hayden just say something about the spine? No.
No. The wrist bone is connected to the...
Well, sussing it out, like when you look at it, the surgery that he needs where the broken bone is, I think they come in by the wrist. So you got to cut in your wrist. You technically got a wrist injury, don't you? So anyway, it doesn't matter. We got it right. We nailed it. We put the information out there, and the fans loved it. So, but he's out for the rest of 4 to 6 weeks, maybe the rest of the year. We'll see what happens. But moving on to this week's team, obviously this week's game up in Brisbane and this week's team. It sees a bit of a reshuffle. I know Jack's about to have a bit of an emotional moment when bring this team list up, but Jack, I'll let you read. Actually, Jack, you can read the team. It's a home game for both of you, but you can read the team, Jack.
All right, I'll read it. All right. At fullback, we have Joash Papali. On the wings, Zach Lomax and Josh Adokar. Centre pairing, the returning Will Penasini and Sean Russell. Number 6 is Dean Hawkins. Number 7, returning from injury, Mitchell Moses. Front row of Hopgood and Balor. Number 9, Smith. Back rows of Geimer and Williams. The lock of Walker. Bench seats to Silva, Dory, Tuivati. Returning Luca Moretti. And my favourite human ever to wear Parramatta, number 22, Dylan Brown. And then rounding out the extended bench is Kerr, Samrani, Simmer, and Matali.
Are you okay, Jack?
No. It was a roller coaster of a day. I went, Iongi's out, damn. Oh, awesome. Joe Ash 1, Dylan Brown 6. I can live with it. Footy Dean's number 6. Another damn what the fuck. So I don't know how to feel. I was like, the footy gods have finally smiled on me. I get to see Dylan Brown in Brizzy. But no, the footy gods hate Jack. So
Well,
I'll
you
see
never
him
know.
warm. I'll see him warming up. It'll be
And
enough, I guess.
funny thing is, I didn't know how to break it to you that he wasn't going to be named at 5'8" either. So we just kind of let you wait till the 4 o'clock team list and didn't have to be, it's like a kid that when your pet goldfish dies and your parents don't know how to tell you. I didn't know how to tell you that he wasn't going to be playing 6. So we just kind of.
I
let
finished
life
at 4. Finished work at 4. So I turned my computer off, clicked my phone, and I saw Dean Hawkins, and I launched my phone out the window and just sat there bawling my eyes out and being consoled by my boss.
Yeah. There you go. Jez in the comment tonight to play at Brisbane next year, or maybe at Magic Round, so you'll get to see Dylan Brown play. But
They might have to buy again in Magic.
He'll
Round.
go himself, score a try, and boom, it'll be 68-6 against whoever's versus Newcastle.
But look, let's wait and see what happens on game day. We know Jason Riles loves to make some late changes, so you never know what could happen there, Jack. But I got a feeling that Dylan Brown could be our 5'8" this week, Jack. I don't want to get you excited, but I've got a feeling. I've got no fucking idea. I'm trying to get you excited. Your thoughts on that team list, Taylor?
I'm keen to see how Joe Ash is going to go at fullback. I am a little bit nervous though about him catching the high balls. I feel like we've had trust with Iongi recently. Like he's been so good at catching them, so I'm a little bit iffy to see how he's going to go into the high balls. But I'm also keen to see how Dean and Moses are going to go together. I honestly think we're going to good team. It's a good team, I reckon.
Yeah, I like the team. I actually think it's a pretty strong team, obviously taking Iongi out of that. But in regards to the Joe Ash point, like I'm actually excited because I feel like Joe Ash was kind of feeling a bit of the pressure of playing 5'8". Like it's one thing to step into first grade, but have to step into a 5'8" role as well. I think having him back in his natural position, and Helen, when he plays New South Wales Cup, he usually plays fullback. We know that from all the New South Wales Cup games we watch. Helen doesn't join us anymore. I haven't seen Helen for a while. I'm actually quite sad. But like,
what is she going to do this weekend? No New South Wales Cup?
I don't know. I've got no idea,
Watch
mate.
replays.
Watch replays. But I feel like giving Joe Ash that time to settle into first grade in his natural position is going to be so much more beneficial for him. Like it is a very important position, don't get me wrong, but there's not as much pressure on him there to, I guess, have to learn on the go as well. And he put that story up the day, learning on the go. So Mitchell Moses comes back in the team and takes pressure off everyone with his kicking game, takes pressure off the forwards, takes pressure off the halves. Dean Hawkins, I think, has that little bit of ability to take pressure off Mitchell Moses as well. To let Mitchell Moses kind of run a little bit more and get his confidence back in that regard. I'm not saying we're going to beat Brisbane. I'm not going to say we're going to beat 48 like we did last week, but I reckon that team's pretty fucking good. That bench is like shit hot. Like that's the bench we would dream about at the start of the year. Having a 14 there in Talon Silva to come and play hooker. I guess the only thing I'd probably change is I'm still not sold on Walker as a starter. I love the Hopgoods in the front row, but I don't think I like Dylan Walker starting at lock. I'd probably start Luca at lock and have him there for the first 20, then bring Dylan Walker on to play the rest. But Troy, what would you do?
Yeah, I probably would have had Dylan Brown in at 5'8", to be honest. That's what I would have done, but obviously it sounds like he's done. Dylan Walker, well, I'd probably have him on the bench as well. Yeah, you're right, because he was playing his good football there this year off the bench, but he does have that little bit of experience. But good to see Moretti back, and I like Sam Tuivasa as well. So big size, big prop, big future.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Jace, you happy with Hawkins there, or you'd rather Dylan Brown there?
What I would have done, look, I like Hawkins, and I think we're going to go into it. But what I would have done is had Brownie at 13 or off the bench to go into lock. I think it's a great way to use him. He's big enough, he's strong enough, he's fast enough, he's got ball playing skills. Put him in the forwards. Why not? I like Luca Moretti. I like Dury. Dury's been playing really well. But it's a great way to use Brown, and it doesn't really disturb our backline, doesn't really disturb the forwards. It just makes use of him. I think that's what I'd be doing with him, to be honest. And we'll go into why I like Dean Hawkins at 6.
I just can't see the method in having like against Brisbane with a strong forward pack. I think we need those 3 forwards on the bench. And they are straight out 3 people that can play middle. Like, yeah, obviously Dury and Luca can both play edge as well. and Hopgood can go to lock or whatever, you know. But having 3 out-and-out middles with Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan, all those kind of players, it's pretty important this week. I think carrying someone like Brown on the bench, there's a big chance he actually doesn't get played. And having the 2 hookers, the hookers' minutes, I didn't actually look at the hookers' minutes last week. Anyone got the minutes stats of what both Riley and Talon played? Someone get that.
I think it was pretty even.
Yeah, I think it will stay even this week as well, given the fact of the size of their forward pack at Brisbane. So everyone's trying to find it. It's like it's a race. It's like I told Lucas I was going to rush him to get in the shower or something. I was going to beat him or whatever. And he's all, I'm going to get it first. But yeah, look, I am pretty happy with that sort of team. But you saying you want to win, Joff, Jason? Do you want to win, Joff? You're gonna take Jack on
39 minutes for Smith, 41 for De Silva.
That's pretty close. Jack, you've been challenged to a win, Joff.
Let's fucking go.
Is there no music for this one?
We are the music.
We are. So are you starting with your 4 Brown and I'm for what do you want? Go for it. Tell me why is Brown better at 6?
Well, I think just the way we play, we all loved how we played the first half last week. It was off the cuff. Joash and Brown, they can play in that similar role to just being an all-out attacking threat. They don't do much organising. Hawkins is as much of a 7 as I've seen. So we're either going to put someone who's more of an organiser into an attacking role he's not used to, or we're going to push our best player into a second receiver role. I just don't see the point. I think it disrupts how our attack has been playing for the last month. And I'm all for looking for next year, but Dean Hawkins won't be our 6 next year. I don't see a world where he is. So I don't see the point of not putting our best player on the field for that position when we're covering for injuries. Riles came out and said he was keeping Dill in the squad to cover injuries. And then we've put a 7 in 5'8" instead of putting a natural 6 in the spot that needs to be filled.
Look, I understand what you're saying, but I think we're looking for the future. And Riles is wanting to try everything. He's trialled Joash at 6 so far. He's seen what he can do. Joash is a natural fullback. So bringing Footy Dean into 6, I think can do 2 things. Footy Dean can become the sort of soft 7 in a way, and be more controlling. And Mitch can play a more natural 6 or running 7. And we saw that worked really well when one of the best games of the season for Dylan Brown against the Knights, when Moses played more of a 6 role, he played more of a 7 role. I think that can work really well with Dean Hawkins. Dean Hawkins has a great kicking game, an absolutely great kicking game, a very good short kicking game as well. So I feel like Mitch has lost that a bit or lost some confidence in that. So Mitch and Dean together having 2 threats, especially for kicking, is I think going to be great. It's going to make the defensive teams think twice about who they rush up on and who's actually going to kick. And it gives Mitch what we've seen a lot, unfortunately, with Brownie, is that when Mitch is a bit off or Mitch needs a bit of help, yes, the forwards need to step up, but also your 6 needs to step up. And I think Hawkins can do that. I think Hawkins can take a bit on his shoulders, put some good long kicks in, put some high kicks in, be more of an attacking threat. And I think that is why Riles is trialling it out. And, of course, Joash is a natural fullback, so I think that's the most obvious shift. We can see how it goes. We're going to miss Brown. We might miss his defence, but I think it's the best option.
I think if we're definitely looking for the future and we're only focusing solely on 26, that may be the best move. I think also moving Hawkins from right side to left side, I don't know if I trust his defence. We've also had Brown essentially be that left side attack for majority of the last 5 years, especially this year when he has played. It's just going to disrupt the flow of our attacks. There's now another new partnership of a new half playing with that back row centre winger. And I just think it's going to stall everything. It may work in a couple of weeks from now, but I think it's going to just muddle everything up, especially in attack. And then reading the defense against a team that's got such strong attacking prowess in the Broncos this week, especially.
All right, buy him a drink before you fuck him next time, Jason. Jesus, he absolutely destroyed him there. Sorry.
Yeah, he fucking rinsed me there.
I want to ask you both a question though. What happens this week if the 2 combine really well together and they stay on that role next year? What if Dean Hawkins and Mitchell Moses work so well together, but Joash Papali'i absolutely kills at football, and by some fucking unknown miracle that somehow happens, Parramatta go on this magical finals run with those 3 as part of their spine? Like, what are we looking at then? We're looking at Iongi stuck in the Joas position of this year. Like, Iongi's been incredible, but he was given that opportunity first over Joash. So what would you do there, Jace?
Iongi is so good. You throw him in anywhere. Honestly. On the bench, in the centres, on the wing, absolutely anywhere. Who cares? He needs to be on the field. And that could be the same with Joash. Like if Iongi goes back to fullback, put Joash somewhere. I mean, it's a tough decision for roles to make. But I think our best team is having both Joash and Iongi on the field at the same time. And if Mitch and Hawkins work, Footy Dean, go for it. Go for it. I mean, who cares? I mean, there's always somebody that's worse off that can be dropped out as long as everyone else is playing well or there's other injuries. So good luck, Riles, making that decision.
It's kind of like when we had, Luke Burke and Jared Hayne. There's a period there where Jared Hayne was stuck on the wing. Like one of them could adapt to the wing, meaning maybe push Lomax back to the centres or something like that. But there's always options, as you said. There's always things that could work. But it's just a little interesting thing to think about there. I won't go to you. I'll let you recover, Jack. And just deep breaths. Let's talk about Friday night's game. You're all right?
Mate, I'm good. I felt like I still have my valid points. I stand by what I said. You've put me up 2 weeks in a row against a lawyer, and then a surprise when I lose the argument.
That's true. I've got a lot of trust in you, Jack, right? It must be that, like, the moustache makes you seem more mature and gives me a lot of trust in you. Sorry, the goatee. The goatee.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated, I've been told.
The Shibasaki.
Before we draw the winner this week of the $50 giveaway, not the PlayStation, we already did that in case you didn't realize. Apparently it was rigged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I agree, it was rigged. Didn't see my name there.
Yeah, no, you were banned.
Where were the 1,000 people that entered?
You,
Only saw
Taylor,
50.
you, Taylor, and Troy all entered, and he's both just like, fuck that. And the funny thing was when I was doing the random the random numbers I do, which is fucking nightmare mad. Can I just add that? It took me about an hour just to get those 50 names on the list. I had to literally go to Facebook, to Instagram, use the random number generator, and add. Well, where's Jez has just gone to the whinge off. Because I'm having a whinge. Yeah, you're fucking funny. Yeah, let's put Jez up here. Oi. What was the last 5 seconds of the Knights game like if you want to have someone have a whinge? Yeah, that's right. Anyway, we'll let Jez come in soon anyway. Let him have his bit of his say and we can put some more shit on him there. But we're being kind to each other. That's just called banter, for those who know. But yeah, look, it was an absolute fucking nightmare. But we got it done. PlayStation done. Let's before we draw our winner, Jason, mate, what's the plan pre-game? X-Visor, are you putting some money on it? What kind of establishment? Jack, Taylor, where do you take?
Tell me. I'm flying in. I'll be flying in about 9:30. I've got some work to do.
Yeah.
So you guys tell me. I'll meet you wherever. I'll bring the Amex. We'll have some fun.
And then, of course, because of his swearing, he got to 10 swears. So that means the first 10 people that walk up to him and mention talking Parra will get a free drink off Jason, all right? That's a general rule. So you guys are right. He'll be buying you guys drinks if you turn up.
Maybe just look at the Instagram story on Friday and then people can come and find you.
Can I put some terms and conditions? One drink per person, house, beer, wine, or spirits. Only house. I'm not paying for Grey Goose or some shit.
No, I wasn't actually going to include spirits. We usually just make it beer, wine, soft drink. But all right, he's putting spirits on, guys. So
yeah, it's fine as long as they're house spirits.
What about for Jack after you destroyed him earlier? Does he get whatever spirits he wants?
He gets whatever he
I
wants.
want a 3-course meal. I want to be wined and dined.
Do you want? Do you want?
Bundy rum.
You want a porn star martini because I fucked you? No, I'm just joking.
That's 11. All right, let's draw this winner. We've got 31 people entered, I think, Jez. 31 people entered. So let's get the pretty random thing up again. And I'll set that up. And 31. All right. Remember, you got 30 seconds to claim it. Fuck off. All right. Fuck. It can never be the top one, can it? It's always got to be on the bottom ones. 31. All right. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Shed. He should be here, actually, because it was only 2 minutes ago. So you got 30 seconds to... I can't believe he's actually here. This is incredible that this guy watches. You've got 30 seconds from the 45-second mark right now. 3, 2, 1. Chris Hemsworth. Fucking Chris Hemsworth. I'm just talking Parra podcast.
He's a good bloke, Chris. He sits next to me in my season tickets at Combank Stadium, and he's a good bloke, Chris.
We don't want his life story. Oh, there he's here. There you go, 3. He's here. So,
Hey!
Well done,
No,
Chris.
10
Mate.
seconds to go.
no controversy this week either. Like, no controversy. He just got it done. Like, I'm all for that. All right, get your final questions in, guys. I'll go quickly through and remove all these star ones. We'll do our bold predictions and get your final questions in while you've got the chance, and we'll get to some of them. Jez will star them as we do our. Oh, no, he's got to write down the bold predictions. Throw under the bus there. Anyway, Avengers Assemble. Let's get to our bold predictions for this week. Let's bring Jez back in because I know he's keen for this. He wants to be part of this because he hasn't been part of much. Hello, Jeremy. There you are. Welcome. All right.
He's so
Let's
pretty.
He's Chris Hemsworth or Jeremy? All right, bold predictions this week. Look, I went pretty close last week. I got the 40 points right for Canberra. I was underestimated Parra with the 16, and I copped a lot of fucking hate before it. But then a lot of people were like, "Oh, that was close. You nailed it." I'm like, I know.
I still gave you a lot of hate. I was bad mouthing to everyone who would listen.
Yeah, that's fine. I do the same about you every time, but it's in a nice way.
Don't lie, it's my brother, not me.
Not hate, it's banter. No, it's your cousin, the one in the front room. Anyway, moving on from this, bold predictions, Jack. We'll let you go first, and then we'll let Taylor go because it's a home game for you. So,
Alrighty, I'm going to go the score. I'm going to be optimistic. 32-20 Parramatta. I'm going to go, our first try scorer is going to be Joash. And my bold prediction is that it's going to be full ambush mode. We'll come out, score the first 20 points of the game, and then hold on for a win.
yep, like it. Taylor, you're up.
My score prediction is going to be 20-24, Parra's way. First try scorer, I'm going to say Josh Adokar. And my bold prediction is that it's going to come down to the final few minutes, and Josh is going to run rings around Reece Walsh and just get the final winning try straight in between the posts.
This is like Jason's rubbed off on us. Hey, it's just become like a Joash love show. Like we need to do a whole podcast dedicated saying kind words about Joash. I'm going to do mine next because if not, I always miss out on the good ones. So, hey, your multi was due like fucking before the podcast started. So if you want to get it in, that'd be great. But it, you're a bit late. So glad you could join us in the comments from the toilet. Anyway, my bold prediction, I'm going to be optimistic here. Very optimistic. And I copped a lot of hate last week, but looking at that team list, and I've never really rated Brisbane. I've never met Brisbane, but I've never really rated Brisbane. I don't know Brisbane, but I think we can actually win looking at that team list, and it's a full 180 from last week. Like I got Parramatta winning 31-18. My first try scorer is Footy Dean. Now Footy Dean first try scorer. My bold prediction is for Footy Dean, Mitchell Moses, and Joash to all score tries. There you go. I'm giving 3 anytime try scorers. I think that's pretty bold.
Who kicks the field goal?
It's not part of my fucking bold prediction.
Jack
No,
Williams.
just asking.
I'm fucking
Kicks the
Junior
field
Paulo.
goal.
Junior Paulo. Jace?
Yeah, look, I'm always a delusional Parra fan, no matter what. So there's always a shock factor that we can bring to Brisbane, and the Broncos can be very rocks and diamonds. So you never know. I'm going to go Parramatta is 28-26. I think it's going to be high scoring, decently close in that way. My first try scorer, I'm going to go with Mitchell Moses. I think he comes back with a vengeance, and he does one of our plays where he's the fullback and he just run rings around people. And now I'm going to have to do my usual Joash bold prediction, but this time I'm going to say Joash to set up 3 try assists for Joash.
Yep. All right, Troy. What do you got?
Well, Jason stole my score line, so I'll go 32-30. And Will Penasini first try scorer. And I will say Parramatta winning half time. Then Brisbane come back to lead the game, but Parra win the game.
I like it. All right, let's get to some of these. Sorry, Jez. You want to publicly state yours or? So Jez is
Sorry,
going
I'm
to
just
say
writing down Troy's bloody essay of a bold
Jez is
prediction.
2015 because living in your head rent free, or
What?
2015 scoreline? No.
No,
No.
I don't remember footy games like you do. It's not my whole life.
It was literally Sunday. You got beat 20-15. Oh, come on.
No, I don't know. I
Yes.
can't remember. I wasn't even there.
Halastema.
I don't even follow footy. I
Halastema.
don't even know what you're talking about. I follow soccer.
Halastema.
Go the Jets. Right. Score. Sadly, I've got a Parra loss. And not just because you've been bagging out the Knights all night. Parra loss, and it's going to be 26-10. Broncos are going to win. I do have Moses with 3 try assists as my bold prediction, but my first try scorer is going to be the pretty boy of the NRL, Mr. Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
Because he's gorgeous.
He's so dreamy. Yeah. Jez is the one with the fart sound effect, unfortunately. And wait, no, I've got it. Hang on, wait, where is it?
It wasn't a sound effect.
That wasn't it. Yeah. I don't even know where it is. Oh, there it is.
It's called fart in the audio file.
Right. I wonder Paul hasn't come back online this week after we were fucking so rude and inappropriate last week. Now we've got fart noises. So it's going on. This is what
Giving away
happens.
PlayStations, ripping farts.
This is what happens. This is what our team happens when our team sucks.
Hang on, Adam. I just want to point out something. 2 people have pointed out Moses with 3 try assists, but we only scored 10 points.
He throws an intercept.
Intercept. Yeah, intercept.
See, I don't even listen to myself when I talk. This is great. All right, I'll update my scoreline.
32-16. Yeah.
Make it 12.
Nah, we'll get a couple of conversions. I like conversions.
We will. This week.
I told you, he's a closet Parramatta fan, eh? He's slowly starting to come out, and I'm so proud of him for coming out like that. It's just great. It's great for everyone.
Jess, we love you no matter what, okay? Honey, we love you no matter what. We want to be nice.
This is a safe space.
Yeah,
okay.
I did it.
Well, it has to be, because if not, we'd be all calling that hotline regularly.
All right, so he's going to 32-16. Let's get to some of these questions and let's get the fuck out of here. So, do we have any signings getting announced before the end of the year? Well, we announced Taylor last week, and I don't think we've got any more to come. So, hopefully we're going to announce a Troy departure soon. But
when's my re-signing?
Hayden's been loaned out to Warrington for the rest of the year, and we're trying to see if they'll take him for 2026 as well. But really, in regards to Parramatta, I don't think you'll hear much more till November 1st. So I don't think there's a lot around for next year. And if we do sign anyone, I think it will probably be a bit of a pickup probably in the off-season of someone who they've just kind of given a chance on a train and trial deal. I know there's a couple things floating around about, was it Corey Harawira or whatever he is? I'm looking for a couple of training. That one. Corey Harawira. No, that one. Yeah. Thanks, Jack.
The one that Jack said, all good, mate.
Yeah, that's right, Jackson. I knew you put it on the show for a reason. It wasn't just for your ridiculously good looks with your goatee. But yeah, no, he's looking at a train trial for a Sydney club, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're floating that around as an option. Obviously, pick him up in preseason. You never know what could happen in preseason. Look at Riley Smith. Riley Smith, train and trial, and he's our starting hooker every week. So how good's that? Hayden, in the comments, when is the Talking Parra Rugby League 26 tournament? Mate, the game fucking sucks. If you can't realise the game sucks. Has anyone else played the game besides me? Jack?
Hayden plays it regularly. He's on his TikTok live for those who tune in to Hayden watching on Entertainment House. It's great.
He's pretty much just said, I want to play a Talking Parra Rugby League tournament because he knows he's going to beat everyone because he's the only one that can actually tolerate the game. And he knows what happens last time he stepped onto the rugby league field. Boom. See you later, Hayden. So, mate, you organise the event and we'll be there. I might get Lucas to play for me, though, because he's better than me at the game. So, here's actually a good question from Michael. Jez, we'll throw this one to you. Yes or no answer? Well, everyone. And then we'll let Jez have an opinion. Will round 27 game between Eels and Knights be this year's Spoon Bowl? I looked through the draw before Newcastle played the Warriors, and I couldn't see, and I spoke to Jez about this as well, but I couldn't see when the Knights would actually win another game. I reckon there's a big chance they'll be last by then. I actually had them beaten the Warriors. I thought the Warriors were there for the taking on the weekend. They couldn't quite get it done. They got it done for 79 minutes and 48 seconds, but they couldn't get done after that. But I think Newcastle will be in it. I think we've got a couple of surprise wins up our sleeve. I think we'll probably drop some games we shouldn't drop, but we could knock off Brisbane. We could knock off the Warriors. You don't know what could happen with this team, especially with Mitchell Moses back. So I don't think we'll be there. So I'm going no. Troy?
No.
Taylor?
Nope.
Jack?
I'm going to say no, but I kind of hope so because I'll be at the game. It'll be entertaining.
It will be, actually. I didn't get to go to last year's Spoon Bowl. I had a bloody wedding on, so it was quite annoying. Jace?
I've been to a Spoon Bowl at Campbelltown Stadium. I don't want to go to another one at home. No.
Jez?
For us, for our Knights Eels rivalry, I want to say yes. But if I was to actually look at it and give a real answer, it's probably the Knights and the Titans. I thought that the Warriors game was the one that we kind of could scratch a win. But unfortunately, Jackson Hastings doesn't believe in karma, and it got rubbed in his face pretty abruptly right at the end there. So, and with Mitch Moses coming back, I see Parra just getting a couple of sneaky wins. I don't see as many as you guys do, but I don't think he'll be there at the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it'll be enough to avoid it. I don't see us going
It's
on
a
a right.
yes/no answer, Jez.
No, Jez, I said Jez. Troy, someone mute him. Someone fuck him up.
I just
I can
want
boot him.
to see
I have the
Jez
power.
and Adam in a Spoon Bowl outfit. That's all I want to see.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, if Newcastle are coming last, I'm wearing that big spoon outfit no matter what. Like, that's not changing. I still need someone to make it for me. So we still haven't had anyone reach out. I need to go to the socials for it and find some kind of costume designer that can make us a giant wooden spoon. Because there's a chance that either me or Jez, and obviously I've got a lot more muscle and a bit more fat, that it won't fit us the same size. But like, if it's one size fits all, we'll make it work. Like, just be a very stretched, wooden spoon. That's for sure. If I'm wearing, if it's in Jez's size. If not,
We'll make it
Jez
work.
looks like a wooden spoon that's lost a bit of weight. But thoughts on Bailey getting dropped? I think Lomax poor defense season made that last 2 games has cost Bailey. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. Your thoughts on that, Jason?
I just think that Simo hasn't done enough to surpass Russell or Penasini. He might still be carrying something. Russell and the Fox is not going to change unless there's injuries. It's a very solid side, both attacking and defensively. Penasini coming back. Penasini's got a lot of upside in attack. I just think Simo's the unfortunate one to drop out, and we've had this discussion before. I always thought it. He's just the unfortunate one. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And I want to highlight too. I think that having Will Penasini already missed 3 games, which is 4 weeks, with no New South Wales Cup this week. At this time of the year with match fitness and stuff like that, it's pretty important with some big games coming up to make us avoid that spoon bowl. But it's pretty important to get him back on the field, in my opinion. You can't have a player missing 5 weeks due to that way it is. So, anyone else got an opinion on that? Taylor, your thoughts on the Bailey Simonson situation?
I agree with what everyone else is saying. I think the Fox and
The Russ.
what's his name again? I already forgot him.
Russ.
Russell.
Russ.
I think what them working together has been super solid, and what a good problem to have. We finally have depth we can work with.
Yeah, that's it. When you think we pulled a winger last year in Jake Tago, and he played well, and he's still been really well in New South Wales Cup. We pulled him from Ron Massey Cup at the start of the year. He was playing first grade, and Lorenzo Mauatoa, sorry. He come from, he played 1 game for Parramatta, and then, or maybe played 1 or 2 games, Troy. You're the knowledge man there.
2, I
That's the
think.
one. I thought
Just
it was
the one, was it?
wasn't it?
I thought
I
it
don't
was
know.
He versed Gold. It might have been. He versed Gold Coast and he sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that was our depth last year. So you're right, Taylor. It's a fucking great problem to have. This one here, I've got big raps on Appy Tweedle playing fullback in Cup. Does he have a future with us because his pathway is blocked? I actually thought there was a chance he was going to come into first grade this week. I thought there was a chance we may have just, left Joe Ash there and debuted him. But he's been playing pretty good football, pretty regular football. I know he had an injury at the start of the year, which had him out for a while. But yeah, it is an interesting one. Like, once again, it's an interesting problem to have. Like, we're going to have some halves coming through the next couple of years. And I guess one thing the club's done really smartly this year, look at it for the Riley contract, the Joe Ash extension. They haven't gone long-term on them. So when some of these young players come through, it doesn't fully block their path. Now, if we were a club that went off and had a really promising half come through, and put one of our other halves or a new half to the club on a 10-year deal, for example, you're going to have some young halves get pretty frustrated at that and want to leave and want to go elsewhere. Putting them on a 2-year deal, their managers are going, prove yourself in cup, prove yourself, work your way through the system if you get an opportunity to take it. Because obviously you're going to get that chance there, obviously eventually to play first grade and prove yourself. So I think it's pretty smart in that regard there. Will Dylan get another game so we can farewell him properly? Jack, do you want to comment on that? You'll be at that last game of the year. How ironic would that be? Here's the headline. Jack in the audience. Spoon Bowl, Parramatta versus Newcastle in the Dylan Brown Cup. Imagine that, Jack.
That's a massive headline.
What would that do to you?
Mate, it'd be massive. It'd bring my own little podcast from 2 viewers to 3, so that would be a good jump for me.
Quickly, Jack, what's that podcast?
All the Balls podcast. If you got to jump on, quick little shout out. I hope he does, because I would love to get the opportunity to just have a quick word to him, wish him all the best. I'd love to, one last time, yell out, go yourself, Dillbags, when he cranks Newcastle 43 times because they suck, and score one more try for Parramatta. But will it happen? I don't know. But you got to stay positive,
It's a no.
They're laughing through the tears over here.
Sorry, Jez, for the dig about how bad Newcastle are.
All right, guys. I think that's all we've got time for. We'll put up some details during the week. We'll talk to these 2 Queenslanders and the Queenslander for a night in Jason. Put up a thing for some drinks, to buy some drinks. And
Did you give away a PlayStation?
Oh, fuck, we give away the PlayStation.
Did we do that?
We did.
Yeah, I heard I won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We did the rolly thing with the names, right?
I missed it.
We gave away a $50 voucher, and now I'm going to go eat 2-minute noodles for the rest of the week. So that's my
Did
birthday.
you also give away the Indigenous pack?
We did, yeah, we did that. Yeah, did that the other day. I can't remember who won it because that was a couple of days ago. But yeah, we're giving away a lot. We have done a lot.
You made of money.
You're a man of the people, Adam. Man of the people.
I loved that, I say.
Who would want to work with us? We just do so much good for people. But anyway, look, that'll do. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up by about 5:30 by an excited 4-year-old.
What are you, 53 this year?
And then some.
You know what? 53-year-olds don't play football on the weekend and have to tackle muscle men, that's for sure. Jeremy got to, and it was hard work.
Tackle's a stretch.
I grabbed him.
But I remember we have to be kind, so I'm not going to comment.
We had to go for a ride.
Effective cuddling.
This bloke was dead set like 50 centimeters taller than me and made of muscle and dead set.
Oh, he's a man mountain.
It was like, and our stupid halfback decided to kick off to him way too many times. And I was just like, oh, fuck. So after being brushed by him once, tackling him once, the third time he ran at me, I just kind of grabbed on and was like, momentum's going to take us down eventually. It was a hip drop.
Has anyone seen Little Giants? You know the movie Little Giants? So there's a scene where the kid holds onto the jersey and it like stretches as he's getting dragged along the ground. That was Adam.
That was me. But it ended in a hip drop, so I'm happy with that because he come to the ground. So 3 people come in, hip dropped him. If I don't have to play him again, I'll happily take a suspension. Anyway, catch you next Tuesday. Good night.
Go Parra.